Maybe if you could just start about your background, how you got into AI, how you got into Make, and why, kind of automation.
Okay, so I came into automation around 2015, 2016, something like that. And I've been building web scrapers, web automation, bots, stuff like that, like typical back then, a lot of Python and a lot of Puppeteer, Django, stuff like that. And yeah, then from there, I was kind of like first Zapier partner in Germany, and yeah, do a lot of Zapier automations, but I got really bottlenecked by Zapier, so I used Make back then or Integromat back then. And yeah, in like 2018 to 2019, I was working in consulting, and I figured out, well, there's huge market potential for automation, and I built one of the bigger agencies in Germany for automation. We didn't want to build an agency. That was not our founding strategy, but it ended up being an agency. So yeah, it's okay. And I sold the agency. And in the meantime, while I was building that one agency, I thought, well, why not replicate the same business model of the agency in a different country with more attractive wages? So I built another company in Eastern Europe doing similar thing as a German company. Sold both companies, and yeah, then I built another one that didn't work out. And yeah, then I basically to consulting, to kind of like programming, stuff like that, and just having a bit of fun. After selling two companies, it's not so bad. And then the CEO of Make reached out to me and said, like, hey, what do you do now? I was like, are you enjoying champagne on the beaches, or are you like up for something else? And I was like, well, I can, but
The champagne tastes good too, though.
yeah, it's like,
But you're a little boring.
yeah, I was 30. Yes, 30 years old. I was like, come on, like, no, let's talk. So
Yeah.
and built a software solution in one of the agencies that we actually sold as well. And that was a lot with like AI automation and stuff like that. And yeah, that's how I got to Make.
Awesome. Perfect. And so when you're in your journey, selling these products, but just building this up, what were some like the key automations that you use, on yourself? I know a lot of people build automations for other people, but what were some of the ones that you used to really build up your business at a level?
Yeah. So our business was really, really automated. We automated from first touch point customer. We even automated like Google Ads stuff to better optimize against ad algorithms, like YouTube commenting, like you fill out a contact form, you get a nice email customized for you because we knew like your background from LinkedIn, and then you get a customized onboarding. Back then the video was not like, it was of course not AI, but it was still like kind of neat. And yeah, then great onboarding flow. You got a personalized project set up, and you can see like who's your product manager. So we really used automation a lot to drive business operations. And yeah, that was also one of the reasons why we could stay pretty lean in terms of management and operational people and back office, basically. We didn't have anyone. It was like, it's like, it was like always like, yeah, I need to do that. I'm CEO. I need to do that. It's like, why? It's like, yeah, we didn't never hire anyone. We automated it. It's like, and that is an edge case, I didn't automate that edge case. It happens every, 4 months. So we're not going to build something for that. It's like, so it's actually kind of funny. And yeah, after a while, you know what cases to automate more. So yeah.
So basically just automate what you do, really.
Yeah, so it was like, yeah, we automated our operations. We learned how to set up projects, how to do projects for its customers. So we had 5 templates. We automated sending up, depending on the customer, template. Easy, like it's not rocket science.
Right. And what's your favorite automation that you've kind of built, or I don't know if you still build now or what your role is like now, but what's your favorite?
Oh, that's super hard to say. I still think one of my first automation, it was probably not the best, but it was in a way that it taught me a lot. I automated, so there was a guy who had 10,000 cows,
Wow.
like,
Yeah,
like,
sure.
like,
A dairy farm. Yeah, slaughterhouse.
let's say again.
I said like a dairy farm or a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he needed to automate, okay, do they drink enough? Do they eat enough? So they have an NFC tag in their ear chip, and he positioned on all drinking stations NFC scanners, and also a weight machine to weigh them while they're drinking, and also to weigh basically what they're eating, like how much, because if you have that many cows, you need to make sure if one cow is sick or not well, that you isolate it as fast as you can, because otherwise it spreads.
Yeah.
And the easiest way to detect this is by seeing how much they drink and how much they eat.
Yeah.
And so we were able to optimize cow farm and automate it. Basically, it's just a crazy project. But
Yeah.
ultimately, it was like,
You saved mad cow disease. You saved us. You might have saved the world.
yeah, it's like really, it was like automating. It was like 4 or 5 scenarios,
Yeah.
and we pumped it all into Airtable. It worked. It was amazing for them.
Yeah. That's very cool. That's awesome, and that's an interesting use case because a lot of people don't think about like physical and digital takes a thing together.
And it was one of my first things where I had like one guy. It was like 2019. It was 2019. Yeah.
Sure.
And we were just starting with a company, and we had like one guy as like a developer, and he and me we built that project. It was a cool time. It was like it taught me a lot, that automation. Yeah.
So what's on the horizon for you? I guess I mean maybe not for you because you're I'm sure you're happy and squarely at Make, but you guys just released the agents feature, and I think mid-April you guys were like playing around with it for a while, and then I noticed in one of your past interviews you mentioned something about the grid system. So you've had this experience, you have like digital versus and physical connecting. Now you have these agents where you can basically make scenarios and then use those scenarios in any use case. Like, what's on the horizon in the future, and then how do people take advantage of that like today?
Okay, so what's next? Well, what we're building next is of course better agent capabilities around, like context that you can just easily get files to your agent, easier agent visualization, one tool selection. So there's a lot will come in the next weeks, and we aim to make agents easier to use and more scalable. This is where we are at.
Yeah, sure, awesome. And when it comes to that, how would you describe Make, I guess, to the layperson again, someone who, maybe works at a decent job at a ad agency and keeps hearing about this, and now they want to learn about AI and stuff like that. Would you explain it to them?
So imagine you have the need to send any information from your Google Mail automatically to Slack, and you simply don't want to copy paste it. That's where Make unfold its true power in automating, moving data, generating data, moving it from A to B, basically automating your manual process.
Got it. And when it comes to like moving like your manual processes, why Make? Why did you guys build this solution? Why automations? Why not just maybe AI or like or another type of a tool? Why do individuals use tools like Make? Is it because of ease of use? Is it because of all the integrations that you guys have? Is it because, like you just said, it's the best tool out there for automating processes?
Wow, that's a wide question. Like,
Sure. Sure.
um, maybe tackling like the last piece of your question is like how to build automations.
Yeah.
I think the best way to start building automations is by trial and error.
Mhm.
Give it a try. Once you get stuck, read about it in documentation and in academy, things like that. Keep on going, keep on going. Sky is the limit. You have so much potential in Make. Yeah, that's pretty much how I would approach it.
And are there like certain automations that you see um, common use cases over and over again that you kind of see like come up, or is it kind of like all over the place with different types of organizations with their own kind of needs, like you said?
So what we see is a lot of times marketing use cases, communication use cases, like what I just said, like Gmail, Slack, website to Google Sheet, filling out a form here and there. So the simple ones are like the standard ones. But there, of course, are like these massive, huge automations that add a ton of value for customers. So these are there as well. Yeah, this is kind of like the general view on it.
One of the things I've noticed about AI agents is that, it allows you to use different scenarios. So scenarios are just different workflows where you can connect different tools together. And so if you had to kind of walk through how to put like the best type of agent use case together, how would you kind of describe that path of say, when you build an agent and then add different scenarios that you have already, or would you start first by building tiny little scenarios that you're going to want to use, and then building the agent to connect to those scenarios? Do you have any suggestions on how people can kind of start tinkering around with some of these tools?
Okay, so theoretically, any LLM process or any process where you want to have an AI in there, you could use an agent for. Is it the primary purpose of an agent? Probably not. You could achieve this by just calling OpenAI. The primary purpose of an agent should be always when you want to use an external tool. Like, hey, if Patrick is on Gmail and I have his email address, write him an email. If Patrick is a Slack user of my company, then, just write a Slack message. So this is conditionally, and this condition in human language expressed in a prompt where you give your agents tools. In this case, I would give it a Gmail or a Slack tool. So the agent can use these tools autonomously. Is something that differentiates these agents from just LLM calls, because LLMs, they can't execute tools for you on behalf. Therefore, you need agents that have the capability to use these tools to operate and to do work for you.
Got it. No, that's brilliant actually, because yeah, just by having different tools like just the Gmail, just the Slack, just the whatever else that might be, and the LLM, it gives you some of those capabilities. I guess if there's anything you kind of maybe like to leave with maybe a small business owner who's getting started, or someone in tech who's new to AI, what advice do you have to them as they go onto this broader AI journey?
Stay curious, and it's an endless, infinite game. It's an infinite game of AI. We're just starting. The last 2 years, what we've seen, we will look back and say, well, were these models bad? I really like to emphasize what the chief product officer of OpenAI said. Is like, well, remember the first time you use ChatGPT, and then you get used every time how it gets better. And now when you're thinking about the model that you're using now compared to the model like half a year ago is so much better. So the model you're using today will be probably the worst model that you used ever in your life, because it's going to get better and better. So there's a long, long way ahead of us when it comes to AI. And yeah, it's super important to be part of it, or to understand a lot of their foundations and a lot how to make it work for his and herself. I think these are like really important things that will make a business or even small businesses thrive and really nailing it in the future.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Sebastian, head of applied AI at make.com. I really, really appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you continue to make some awesome things. And I hope you enjoy both the work and the champagne and the beach for your many successes. So thank you. Hopefully some other people can enjoy some of that as well. But appreciate your time, sir.
Yeah, likewise, thanks for chatting. Hey, have a good one. Bye-bye.